Garlic is a perfect investment. You plant one clove and you get one full head. Doesn't get much better than that. Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Elias Castillo and I am with EMC Outdoors, and today is November 29th of the year 2020, and I want to show you what you can grow here in Northern Virginia this time of year. You might think gardening season is over, but it is far from over. Right now is the perfect time to plant your garlic, and I have been saving my garlic from seed that I planted about five or 6 years ago. So 5 or 6 years ago, I went to an organic grocery store. I bought the organic garlic that they sell, and I used that to plant it in my garden. And every season, I planted it in the late winter, so right around now, late November, and I harvested in June. And in June, I picked the best heads of garlic and I saved them, and I used those for my seed. So here are the ones that I've saved for this year. I put them in this little mesh bags that you get onions in. That way the airflow is pretty good. And you can see that my heads of garlic are already sprouting in here. You can see a little bit of the green tip here. That's because they've already started to sprout. And that's a good sign. There's nothing wrong with those. You can just put them in the ground and you can grow them. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take this head of garlic. It has a couple in it. It has probably about 10, and I'll pick the biggest ones out of the biggest heads and I'll use those. The ones that I don't use, I'll put in my kitchen and I'll use them as is. So here you want to take your garlic, break it up into pieces, and you're going to be planting one of these in the ground. Now this little roots part here is what you want to put down in the ground, and then this little tippy part is what's going to be looking up. Now there will be roots that develop from here, and you can see on this one, I'm going to break this one, trying to be real careful not to mess it up. You can see this one here, it's already sprouting. So you're going to take this tip here, and this one's going to point up, and then this is going to point down. And let me show you guys how to do it in the ground. I've taken some of my garden beds already and I raked them and I broke up the soil a little bit. And I'm going to put these about 2 inches down, and then I'm going to mulch them with leaves, fallen leaves, and hopefully I have good garlic come June. This is a new spot that I'm planting these on. In the past, I used to garden in a community garden, and the community garden, there is no shade, so they get full sun all the time. This one, it's about 6 hours of light every day, but I think it should be enough. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant half of it here, and I'm going to save half for my community garden lots that I still have. So wish me luck, and hopefully in June we'll make another video where I am harvesting the garlic. So let's go to the garden beds and plant some garlic. So I have prepared my garden beds already by loosening up the soil and just adding a little bit more compost on top. And I'm going to be planting the garlic about 2 inches apart and about 2 inches deep. The garlic doesn't require a whole lot of maintenance. You just put it in the ground, make sure there's not a lot of weeds in the spring and summer, and then you just harvest it. It can't be an easier crop, and it's very valuable. So I broke up the cloves. I have them here, and I'm going to be planting them each here. I can probably get about 50 or so inside one of these garden beds, and I'm going to be doing 2, 1, and then that one over there, and then I'm saving the rest for my community garden plots. I think this year I'm going to try to grow about 150 heads to 200 heads. I plant a lot more than I need because I also want to save the seed and want to give away some to my friends and family. So that's all the garlic I had. I had about 64 planted in this bed, I think, just about. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mulch this bed with a little bit of leaves, and then I'm going to come back and water it to give it a good soaking. This garlic should take on and root. It's already sprouting, so I wouldn't be surprised if in about 2 weeks we find a lot more sprouts. So garlic will survive through the winter without any protection. You just got to make sure you water it every once in a while when it gets dry, and you have to keep the weeds off of it, and that's all you have to do. The next thing you're going to have to do is, come June, you're going to have to harvest it and lay it flat on a good surface with good circulation and let it dry and cure, and then it's ready to use. So easy to grow garlic, and it's a high value crop, meaning it's one of those vegetables that is kind of expensive at the grocery store, but it's very easy to grow. So if you haven't tried garlic before, I encourage you to try it and give it a go. See how it goes for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Till next time.